Hello and welcome to the Lost World Minute, the minute-by-minute podcast reviewing the 1997 sequel Jurassic Park, 1 minute at a time. I'm Brad.
I'm Dave.
And today we're here to discuss minute 31 of the Lost World. Dave, how you been?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Yeah, good. Very exciting time to be a Jurassic fan.
Yeah, it is.
We've got the title and everything. Me being a bit of a spoiler chaser. I'm looking at all the stuff coming out of Hawaii. Excited about some of the stuff I'm seeing, not so excited about other stuff, but we can talk about that when it's either made official or it's in the film later on.
I'll be back in 5 or 6 days.
No, you'll be back in 5 or 6 pieces.
If you're ready, Dave, we'll get straight into minute 31.
Yeah.
Alright. As we enter the 30th minute of Lost World, Ian told Sarah and the others that he was getting his daughter out of here. And anyone else wanted to come along was welcome. As the 31st minute of Lost World opens, Ian opens the door of the trailer and gets Kelly to walk inside. Kelly asks him if he's mad. He replies, "No, I'm not mad, I'm furious," and slams the door behind him. At 30 minutes and 6 seconds, we get a shot inside the RV. Food wrappers littering the area where Kelly's been cooking. Ian says, "This looks like your room. Cleaned up right now." He turns and looks at the radio equipment behind him. He says, "Eddie, there's like 100 switches." At 30 minutes and 13 seconds, Sarah enters the trailer and tells him not to be mad. She was going to call him in a day or two to let him know where she was, and that she always does. Sarah also says she's the best kind of girlfriend there is, one that travels a lot, and that Ian likes that, right? At 30 minutes and 32 seconds, Ian tells Kelly this is tall talk and to go outside for a minute. At 30 minutes and 40 seconds, Sarah gets down the ground at the rear of the trailer and starts picking up rubbish from where Kelly was sleeping. She continues on to Malcolm. "If you really wanted to rescue me from something, why didn't you bail me out of the fundraiser at the museum 3 weeks ago like you said you would?" Ian looks dumbfounded and says this is a completely different situation. At 30 minutes and 51 seconds, Sarah says, "Well, why don't you rescue me from the dinner with your parents like you said you would? And why not rescue me when I really need it? And be there when you say you will." This ends the 31st minute of The Lost World. It's weird we get this cut of Malcolm towing or pulling Kelly into the trailer and slamming the door behind him, but the convertible M-Class is parked just outside where the fire used to be and a lot closer to the trailers than what it was before, so I don't know if, again, this scene was another not shot concurrently with what we just seen with him talking to Eddie and Nick outside, which happens, but it's sort of just that continuity thing. They didn't really pay much attention to when they were doing cuts and changing the scene around a bit. Kelly asks Ian if he's mad, and "No, I'm not mad, I'm furious," and she sort of shoves her inside and slams the door. A lot of junk and everything laying around. "This looks like your room. I was going to clean it up right now. And then he sort of turns and looks at the radio. Eddie, there's 100 switches." Which, in his defence, most radios, they do have a lot. You got dials, you got switches, you got your gains.
Yep.
But normally...
It's like 100 switches that operate 100 different things in the trailer itself, you know? I mean, these are pretty advanced pieces of technology.
And it's pre-digital, too. You've got to remember, This is 97, so all your sort of... your vocal ranges, all that sort of stuff is all dials, mainly. But normally there should be a switch in a corner that says power with a little red glowing light. But it's just
comprehension.
Yeah. But it'd be the same thing, sort of looking at a like a dash panel on a plane or something, and saying just go and touch, click the radio button. Well, okay, where am I even starting to look?
Which switch?
Yeah. Do a homer and push a button and the landing gear come up. But Sarah comes in the trailer pretty quick after him. Ian, don't be mad, I was going to call you in a day or two, I always do, don't I? Which sort of, it's a weird turn to what she was doing just before by following him and sort of rubbing in that she knows what she's doing here. All that, now she's on the sort of the caring, touching side. And then we get a weird line, "Come on, I'm the best kind of girlfriend there is, one that travels a lot. You like that, right?" Which makes me wonder if he's still sort of flirting around when she's not in town. Or something.
I don't know. I mean, he never doesn't really seem that way to me in this movie. I mean, he
No.
definitely seems like a old horn dog in the first Jurassic Park, but he seems pretty set on on making Sarah the next ex Mrs. Malcolm this time.
Yeah, well, he's come down to Costa Rica to save, like to get her and help her. Um,
Yeah.
it's just weird that he enjoys it when she's out of town. It's sort of maybe he's missing the bachelor life or something, even though they're not married. But because I suppose we also get Kelly earlier saying you like to have kids, you just don't want to be with them,
Mm-hmm.
which makes you wonder if he's still sort of trying to be the solitary man, even though he's got relationships and family. And he even says, well, that's what I want to be part of, but not how he wants to live. So he wants to be part of the family, but he doesn't want to live as the solo man. So
I think that's actually another attempt at humor, that line right there.
Yeah.
He says, I like being apart, but I don't think I want to like literally be in pieces, like being ripped apart by a T-Rex. You know?
Well, he does. Yeah, he does sort of come back at that in a minute. It's also weird when they're in the trail. There's a lot of animal environmental sounds playing in the background.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. Like there's dinosaur noises. I don't know if there's something getting piped through a speaker internally. If because we sort of know in the novel when the kids sort of get up in the trail, they activate the video network on the island and sort of see images from in-gen cameras that were left behind. I don't know if there's something here. There's nothing in the pre-San Diego script to say it, but I don't know if sort of there's some sort of equipment in the lab that Kelly's activated unknowingly, and it's sort of piping noises or something.
I have no idea.
Because
I think that might just be ambient sounds from outside, but they just are coming through the trailer window.
Yeah.
Or the trailers.
Yeah, it's just weird because you don't hear any of it when they're outside talking and he's trying to get the satellite phone working. And as soon as we go into the trailer, which should be sort of semi-sound insulated, all of a sudden it's loud. It's really coming through to sort of the back of the speakers. So yeah, I don't know what was going on there. But
no, I don't.
And there's also a monitor on where he's looking at the radio. It sort of looks like a radar. It looks like cloud cover going over the island, but it's not. It's not what you see of most radar being like a full circle. It's only like a wedge going out, and it's pointing back over the island the direction the cloud's going. You'd think it'd be pointing out to sea from where the cloud's coming from. If that's indeed some sort of weather monitoring equipment, it's sort of watching where the rain's going, not where it's coming from, which is a little bit weird. But so I suppose just one of those blinky light things that they have going on the back of scenes to add to the sort of look.
Well, you notice that, and we can talk about this later on when that minute comes around. But when they return to the trailers at night, and you look at that same screen, it's actually a night vision camera pointing out out somewhere.
Oh, okay.
There's a night vision camera somewhere that they've set up.
I wonder if it's keyed into the cameras that are on the high hide.
Could very well possibly be.
Yeah.
We never do see them set that up.
No. Interesting. And we get Malcolm saying this is tall talk, telling Kelly to get outside, which is sort of, okay, get outside, we're having an adult discussion here, I get that. Sarah gets down and starts cleaning up sort of after Kelly, all the food, a lot of food on the ground.
She's throwing unpeeled oranges, perfectly good oranges, in the garbage can. And this is so good. What are you doing? You're going to be there for a week. You need food.
Yep. But there's a lot of different stuff in there. There's the fresh fruit. There's some bar wrappers and that as well. Which is, and then like a sleeping bag and all that's there as well. So this looks like where she stowed away to get to the islands. Now, in the pre-San Diego script again, they do go into she sort of hides out much the same as what the kids do in the novel. She gets into a storage locker in the back.
And then uses a credit card to get herself out.
Yeah, or student ID. It's the first thing you see. We don't actually get the reveal of her in the door like we do in the film. It's actually the student ID pops out with her photo on it, and then you go, oh, that's Kelly, and sort of revealed that way. And same again, sort of falls out onto the ground and dashes for the toilet because she's been locked in there. Not knowing that Eddie was going to go around secure all the latches on the doors before they left for the island. So that was a nice little callback to the novel, and it's sort of a pity it's not in this. But
yeah.
Sarah starts getting stuck into Ian again. If you wanted to bail me out of something, you could have bailed me out of the fundraising dinner 3 weeks ago, like you said you would. And just a dumb look on Malcolm's face. That's a slightly different situation. We're talking about life and death here, where you're talking about a fundraising dinner.
Fundraiser.
Yeah. Or even better, you could have bailed me out of the dinner with your parents, like you said you would. I've made a career out of waiting for you, and sort of Kelly, right at the end of the minute, Sarah's got a pretty good point.
It's so important to your future that you not finish that sentence.
Exactly. No, it's another line I love using from the film as well.
It's funny though, he yells at her, please, privacy, outside. And then she starts going out the door, and she's like, wait, where are you going? It's not safe out there, stay inside. So, what, meaning go to the other trailer, or what?
Well, that's it, and we'll get to it in the next minute, because that's in the next minute, but it's just a weird shift where it's sort of tall talk, go outside, and then all of a sudden, wait, no, stay in here, it's not safe. Well,
yeah.
It is safe out there, because you've been yelling and screaming out to each other and everything else for the last half a day. I suppose more so if a predator does come in, it's going to look for the smallest, most vulnerable thing to attack.
Yeah, it will.
So he might be thinking in that way, but anyway, that's for the next minutes. Anything else you want to discuss on
I think we're good.
Minute 31? Okay.
Alright guys, let's get the hell out of here.
Contact details are on the website, thelostworldminute.com. You can email feedback to thelostworldminute@gmail.com, Facebook, The Lost World Minute, Twitter @thelostworldminute, and Instagram, The Lost World Minute.
Easy to remember.
Yeah, very easy to remember. David, thank you for joining me for this record.
Welcome.
And we'll be back. I've been Brad.
I'm Dave.
And we'll talk to you all later. Goodbye.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
It is absolutely imperative that we work with the Costa Rican Department of Biological Preserves to establish a set of rules for the preservation and isolation of that island. These creatures require our absence to survive, not our help. And if we could only step aside and trust in nature, life will find a way.